Hello, everyone. This is the Immaterial Gamers Podcast, episode 136.
Don't know. All I know
Seven?
is do
Seven.
not fall out of a ladder. Fall out of a
137.
ladder. Don't fall
Yeah,
out of a loft.
yeah, don't fall out of a loft onto a
It
ladder.
hurts.
Yeah, it hurts.
It
No.
definitely does.
No, the one I did is I ended up cracking my head off the wall. Just slid down the ladder and straight into a wall.
I crushed my finger against the handle of an elliptical glider and a wall.
No one
That's
asked
what
you,
that's
Ryan.
about. I slipped a disc jumping off a curb. There, you want embarrassing injuries? How about that?
A cage.
I was during college. I just stepped off a curb and the next thing I know,
See, I have a scar here from a slide.
Mm.
I'm not sure what happened. I was too young. I've got a scar somewhere around here on my head from a swimming pool.
Mm.
I have a scar on my hand from trapping it in the door a few years ago.
Yeah.
That's basically it. I don't have any I've never broken a bone.
Good.
Never fractured anything technically. They thought I fractured some of my toes at one point, and then they just turned around and went, "No, he's not fractured him. He's fine."
Oh, lucky.
I've had dislocations and all sorts. I've got
Scar
scars
on the
up to-
forehead when some kid, while we were all playing hide and seek, decided they wanted to hide by swinging back an articulated metal door at my face.
Oh, that was you, was it?
We meet again.
But to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if that was me.
Well, just on my head alone, I've got the one that I got when I was 2. I apparently kissed concrete in the car park.
Why would you kiss concrete?
Apparently, I went toggling off, and I went headfirst into the concrete on the concrete bumpers for cars.
That was at the curb. You hit curb. The parking space
Bump.
bumpers.
Yeah. One of those apparently chipped off in my head. There.
Okay. Ow.
Got my head smashed off a filing cabinet. Around here.
I still think this will be easier to just blame Ryan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and a cage at work. Decided to slam into a metal grid.
Wait, you had work?
Yeah. At one point.
Market?
The last thing I remember, I was about to say, the last work I remember you having is that one where you were defragging computers or whatever it was.
Yeah. Airport.
No, the one you had at
that place. Yeah.
Dee looks at that with particular disdain.
Oh.
This is the live Immaterial Gamers podcast, or is it?
That's Freckles.
No, it's not pre-recorded, and you know what? If I bother, it'll be on Twitch on Monday. Otherwise, you're hearing it on Tuesday, maybe.
Whatever, Freckles. You need to ask Freckles. Yeah, you need to ask Freckles.
Who's Freckles?
Freckles.
There's one there and there's one there. Normally comes with gingerness, I believe.
Hey, well, do you want to provide the classic?
Yeah, not my fault, you ginger.
Oh, one sec.
Yeah.
I don't know how it's doing it.
For the benefit of the audio listeners, Dee has done the winding up the middle finger.
I don't know how it's doing it.
Who knows? Anyway,
Gravity.
let's get straight into this. How has everyone's week been? Steph was missing last week.
I was missing last week because I was at Darius's.
Well,
and the week before I was missing because I was at Darius's. Did I? No.
Yeah, no. You did
live
2 weeks
podcast. I wasn't at for the live podcast. I wasn't at Darius. I'm used to this being done on a.
Yeah, on the
live
Monday.
podcast. I was probably asleep.
Yeah, you were asleep.
Yes, you were. You were
dead to the world.
Recovering
from your butt.
From falling out of a loft onto a ladder on my butt. Yeah.
You know. Every time you keep mentioning it, it doesn't get any better.
That's
It
not the
doesn't.
worst.
I still
Do you
feel hurt every
I
time.
you know what I actually only just found out recently? When I was climbing the loft, my mum was there trying to pass me a box up just before
The
I
incident.
got like slipped and fell out. I
Hmm.
kicked the box and my box hit my mum in the head.
Sorry.
Oh,
So, you know,
okay, that's broke me.
no, one of the worst ones is the off a radiator and scar on my butt from that. I landed on a radiator.
Okay, I should probably actually speak a bit because otherwise there's just going to be this awkward silence on the audio. Ow.
The silence audio while I'm just looking at Ryan's, because my camera's here, my feed's over here, and I'm just looking at the Ryan like, say something then.
Yep.
You have that confused look on your face of like how, and it's like, say something then.
Yeah, I'm just thinking in my head I should just be saying how, but all that's coming out is just.
I was taking a
WTF.
break on the. I was in school and I took a break on the window ledge, and they don't have the radiator thing to turn the radiator off. They just had the spiky bit on the top.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no.
Yeah,
I don't get that. Why do some offices do that as well?
you can't
They
turn the.
take it for you. They take the knob off it for you can't turn it off or lower the temperature on them for some of them because some of them have temperature gauges on it. So
But yeah, it was just like the spiky
certain
bit
amount
left. I came off the window ledge. The bell went off the window ledge, and I ended up.
Oh,
I blame Ryan.
Diagnostic.
Yep, basically. I went to the nurse, and it was like, oh.
Oh no. That's bad news. All right, so now we've discussed like weird things of the week. Actually, let's see.
I could still list scars for days, though. But yeah, come on.
Oh, all right. Well, let's move on to what's being played. I don't think we don't do segments anymore. We just
For once in
we
my life, I'm
three-wheel.
actually going to pay attention for this.
Oh,
I've
Will
paused
you?
the game and I've moved you to my main menu.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
you're
am
still playing WoW.
No, I'm not.
Oh no, I mean, in terms of what's being played, you are. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh yeah, that's all I've done this week. Played WoW.
I got a new game.
I've played Clank with Darius.
Clank.
Dennis. It's a board game.
Oh yeah.
We've kind of been doing it for a bit, but it is in the whole. It's meant to be a story-based thing. The first 9 games, I believe it is all story-based, and then after that, it's just play alone game. Pick a side, play it. There's not really much else like story quest. It's just basically competitive after that bit.
Got you.
Okay.
So I think we've got 1 more, maybe 2 more games of that left until we've completed the board. But I've missed 2 games of it. Dennis has missed 2 games of it at some point. So me and Dennis have turned around to Darius and that and went, so me and Dennis need the board game. We need to play it just me and him for them two to miss 2 games.
To play remotely for a little bit and just.
Yeah.
You could easily do it.
A lot of the cards and that though is like destroy the card once this is done.
Ah, so this is like so it is a legacy game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's expansions for it as well. But it's literally you destroy the card though, and it'll like go to the sticker page and stick the sticker on here.
Yeah, so you scar the board in place of the card.
Yeah, the standalone game will never need it anyway.
Got you.
Why is it okay? Now it lets me do that. So I'm trying to update Warframe because I want to play some of the new stuff that's been added to it. And from what I have also heard, the game mode used to didn't really play that much. I probably played it a lot more than yous.
Railjack.
Yeah, the Railjack's being made more simplified. And they're gonna remove certain aspects of it and make other aspects of it a little bit easier to understand. Because they found a lot of people didn't understand parts of the railjack system, like how the guns and things worked. Because it did come into a whole thing, and I read quite a few guides for it to learn it, how to use the railjacks, and it was literally down to like 4 guns, and any other gun out of that 4 you just didn't want.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
it was
right.
like
So in
the
terms
most
of that
hardest
system.
guns to get as well, and it was like, so to get these guns you had to do one of the hardest maps. But the only way to do these hardest maps is to have one of these guns, and it's like, that's nice. So
Right,
what you
so
ended up
basically
doing
you at
was
that point was joining someone who had that.
hopefully having them guns or something just as powerful, because there was ones just as powerful but not classed as good.
Right.
It's like these can get you through it if you have a good squad with you, because that's another issue which I find with Railjack is if you've got someone trying to join you and they have no idea what they're doing on a Railjack, they're just going to waste all your resources on your Railjack.
Yeah,
they will spam all your rockets, they will spam all your abilities, and you're stuck there going, well, now I have to fix it all. Thanks, leave me alone.
Yeah, thanks for the repair cost, dickwad.
It's not even the fact the repair cost. Don't forget, the repair cost comes out of everyone's. Because what happens with a Railjack mission is a percentage that's going to what everyone picks up goes to the ship itself.
Yeah.
And then before the end of the mission, whoever owns the ship's meant to go to the back of the ship and reimburse everything. So it gets split out again to everyone. That's what's meant to happen in Railjack mission. But what you used to tend to find was people who owned the Railjack wouldn't do it, end the mission, and so then use it all down. Not much resources, because the ship could only hold like 1,000 of the most common, a few hundred of the next one, 50 the next, or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was the whole thing of you could have had that little bit extra. So I don't know what they're doing about that. Or what they're doing about I'm just hoping they make it simpler so anyone could join any crew and they're not going to cripple the owner of the Railjack. Because when I first started with Railjacks, when I used to play with yous, I didn't mind yous using it. Because I knew for a fact, I know I can go back there, fix it, come back, and at the end of it, I didn't really hand out the resources like they're meant to. What I used to do with it is just repair my ship completely before the end of the mission.
Yeah.
Well, restock all my ammo, restock everything, and then leave.
I mean, when I was railjacking with you, I wouldn't, because of that whole idea of the fact that all the big weapons are at your expense.
I have to admit,
didn't
it
really
is a bit
use
of a
them.
downside of it. But it's like, I've got to the habit now of, if I join someone's ship, I tend to be their engineer.
Right.
And it's more the fact that my engineering, it's the whole thing of Railjack, because every skill has that own little level. From engineering to piloting to arc-wing employment to the gunner level. Because I balance my whole thing out. I'm almost max on everything. And when I used to go on a mission, it used to turn out everyone would be like, oh, I'm max gunner, so all I can do is guns. I'm max arc-wing, or I'm a max pilot. Well, what's your engineering level? I've never leveled my engineering. That's what you'll get off most people.
I think engineering is my highest.
Engineering is probably the easiest thing to do, but it's like playing healer in most games.
Yeah, I tend to do a lot.
You are the one who restores the rockets, restores the anima. Don't forget, it's not coming out of your pocket, it's coming out of the ship's pocket. So the ship had to have the resources to begin with before you could do anything. But before that, you're running between that cooldown, you're running around the ship, repairing the ship. I actually also got into the habit of using other people's abilities after a bit. Because I love that ability of a Railjack, where as soon as every person basically gives up an ability that anyone on the ship can use. Right. So if you went in as Loki, I could use your Mirage anywhere on the ship. But I could do it remotely because of my engineering was that high and my tactics was high enough.
Tactician.
So I could use almost anyone's ability anywhere on the ship, and it didn't need you on the ship at all. Which worked out benefit for me, especially since I used to just sit in the ship. The other thing that I really find annoying about the railjack system was when you invaded, the enemies were a little bit. They were harder to kill in a railjack mission than I would say in a
sort of a normal mission of that same level.
Not even that, even top end, high level stuff.
Yeah, like
normal.
Like
It's
Pluto
like
or
playing
whatever.
death mode. No, what was the new mode they
Nightmare
added?
mode.
It's like, is it nightmare mode?
Oh
they
no,
added
not
to it?
Nightmare. You mean like Iron, whatever it's called.
The Iron Path.
The Iron Path.
Yeah, it's like playing Iron Path, but on a medium like stage. And it's like, hold on, I can easily do the easy stuff on Iron Sphere, and I'm finding killing these hard. And this isn't meant to be anywhere near that level. It was a bit of a the enemy. It was more. It tried doing the thing of, they don't want you to leave the ship. But then there was times where you had to leave the ship, which made it a bit ridiculous.
Yeah, like when it came to like invading, like
which in that point, what I think they were trying to do is get 3 people on it every single time.
We see, I was always on the idea as well. Initial like beta gameplay of it was that your squads could meet other squads in the same mission. So potentially having 2 railjacks.
I never got that thing of it.
Oh.
I think that might be a good concept to actually try. Let's say you could actually bring, especially higher levels, especially when you're against the
like a railjack raid.
But not really a hat rage. When you go against the what's the things on the moon?
Sentinels.
Yeah, when you go against Sentinels, I think that won't be that bad to use because Sentinels are bastards to kill.
Yep.
No matter your build, no matter anything, Sentinels a total and utter a-holes.
Yeah, because of their whole absorb everything after so much time.
And then you get them few people who have that one build which just nukes them.
Yeah. But then it's like, I like that, like an update of the sentience from there was that void damage cleared their resistances. So
not all void damage does that anymore.
No.
Only operator void damage does that because you now have a warframe that does void damage, which everyone assumed would go, oh, we'll just use that frame to take out the Sentinels. It doesn't really work that way. Yes, he gets bonus damage against them,
but they can still
adapt. They don't adapt to his ability. It did bonus damage. So in other words, you could deal this extra damage. Yet anything from slash that's in it or anything like that will automatically be taken away. And the void damage you're doing would be basically on its own. It would just do the void damage. It'll just never get everything else. So it was only, and don't forget your void damage. There was no way to buff void damage itself because there was no void damage buff mods apart from strength mods. If it was your Warframe's ability, so at that it literally didn't really do that much. You had, it's basically like having true damage, but then going, well, you do 5% true damage, but everything else is still slash or
puncher or whatever.
Puncher.
Impact.
Which then now got resistance to. So you're only doing that 5% extra damage that you were meant to be doing anyway. So in other words, you basically sat there still hitting them for small numbers when your gun could be doing thousands at normal.
Bad news.
But there is weapons and that I need to get off them. Which I'm just watching my screen, just watching like blood keep appearing behind his head again.
That's what happens with the gameplay footage of Ape Out from something immaterially different. That funny story is there due to technical issues. Again, Immaterial game. Me, Dee, and Duncan made a really fun hour and 10 minutes let's watch / let's play of Ori and the Blind Forest. And then Duncan realised at the end of the recording that his Streamlabs was frame skipping badly. 50% of all frames rendered were skipped. So
Sounds like his
unfortunate.
computer's struggling a bit.
Yeah, well, we were saying because he did the recording of Ori and the Blind Forest for an Immaterial Bones video, and it worked absolutely fine. So we're like, what's he done with
I'm
his
assuming he
computer
was
since? It's
streaming
like,
it because of views.
yes,
Yeah.
that's
It's the
exactly why.
streaming that. It's what
Yeah.
mine used to do. Remember when I was what was I doing once? I was streaming something, recording it, playing it, as well as sending it to you to play. I think.
Mm. I think I realised that might have been what happened when D was doing a couple of the Teamfight Tactics videos.
Hmm.
They were being streamed out, and it's like, oh, that's what's causing all the frames to go. So we're learning lessons, though. That's always the thing. As long as we're learning from our mistakes. And I said, if there is any way we can salvage any of it, I'll try. But just to get something out, we triggered SID protocol. So that's that. So D, you said you had a new game
Well, I
that
haven't
you
talked
played,
about it.
or a game that you would like to talk about that's new to you.
Well, yeah, I've been playing. Well, last time I talked about Valheim. This time I've been playing Dying Light.
The parkour zombie first-person open world
Yes,
thing.
you're a parkour. You're in a quarantine zone, and you've got to survive and help the survivors out. Sort of. But you're also working for an organization that's pretty much a dick at this point.
Pretty much a dick.
Well, you radio in, and when it's not for the greater good, you get a supply package, for example, like for the cure. Oh, for antizin is like the cure thing. It stops
Right.
the zombie infection from progressing. They go radio in, and they went for the greater good, destroy it all.
Hmm.
Hence, they're a bit of a dick. Go
Why
work
are
for
you
this
working for him again?
because you need to get the file that they sent you in for. They hired you to send. They hired you as like a merc thing to get a file from inside the
Right.
quarantine zone. But their orders are like, right, go work. This guy's got the file. Yeah, but he's asking me to basically hand people over to be slaughtered. And what? Why? Just do it for the greater good.
The greater good.
What the character's morally having problems with because he's like, no, this is wrong. You're not in the quarantine zone. You're outside in a helo. You promised a helo or whatever. Whatever's on this file must be damn important. But yeah, it's just basically you've got to sort of survive and whatnot and get skill ups and skill trees. It's like playing the new Tomb Raiders a little bit
Okay.
because it's with the whole it's open world, but the way the tech trees work and stuff, and as you level up, you get better skills and whatnot. It makes the game easier.
Right.
But you've got 4 different skill trees that you have to. No, 3. There's 4 in total. The 4th one's master or something. I can't do it yet because you need to master the first 3.
Okay.
But you've got survivor. What is levels? It's the collecting supply packages and stuff.
Mm.
You've got agility. What levels up agility? I don't know if I can explain it any more than that. You run around and you get agility points.
Okay.
And then you've got power. What is coming from killing the zombies? And they've got 3 different. So as you level up the trees. But it's kind of mostly fun, except for when it goes janky. It's meant to be a parkour running game, and every so often I go sprint, and it goes, nah, I'm okay. Like, sprint? Nah, I'm okay. It'll just go, nope, not listening to you.
How long has Dying Light been out for? Quite a bit.
2005, I believe it came out. Or 2015,
15.
I believe.
Oh no, wait, there we go. Developed by Techland. Now I get why it's janky.
It's meant to be a free running game, but then it takes away from the. You start there going, parkour over this, jump to this, supple to that. and then suddenly I'll just stop in his tracks and go, I'm just gonna like waddle around here for a bit. And there's a zombie horde in your ass. Yeah, just waddle around, it's fine. It's like, no, there's a zombie horde on your ass.
They seem to have a thing with zombies now. Techland, I was wondering why it was familiar. You know what they made 4 years beforehand? Dead Island.
Yeah, it is a lot like Dead Island.
That was janky.
It's like the weapons and stuff. Guns have no durability, but melee weapons have limited time uses.
Well, I guess you whack someone with a crowbar enough, the crowbar is going to break.
Yeah, but the gun can fire unlimited rounds and not take a point of damage. There's no wear and tear.
Okay, I guess if you're looking at realism, yeah, they should start to get a bit faulty over time and jam and shit like that. But then again, we're looking at gritty realism in a game with zombies.
Yeah, but
also again depends on the weapons because some guns, more guns are known to backfire over time, while some will just like not backfire but will what's the word? I forgot the word.
Yeah, that.
Not firing.
No.
It's not one. It's
jam.
Wear and tear.
Some guns can just keep fucking going forever. I know that much. And then some. No, as long as you've got the ammo, it'll continue working.
But the downside to the ammo is at the moment it's not silenced. So yeah, that's the reason why it's not silenced. So the zombies will just go and start swarming. It's like, so do you really want to use the gun?
Well, yeah, that's why I've got a gun.
Yeah, it's why.
Duh.
But now I've got a crossbow from the DLC because I did the DLC with Chris a little bit, and now the DLC gives me silent bolts that I can harvest off the bodies, so I can get my ammo back. Well, recover a lot of ammo. So that's good. But it's took a DLC weapon to do it.
Fair enough. That's Dying Light. I played more Persona 5 Strikers.
Thought you would.
On the second jail.
Woo!
And it's getting a lot easier now. The first jail kicked my ass, and now I'm getting used to the persona functions in the Musu game. And now they all fall before Yosuke's blade. Because fun time. Other than that, what else have I played? Ape Out.
Mm.
Actually, just thinking I haven't.
Warframe. And WoW.
When I'm ready to get back into it, I'll get back into it.
The new Prime's out, by the way. It's what's the name of the music frame?
And WoW, it's just I'm running out of stuff to do on my main. I'm exalted with everyone and whatnot.
Well, don't worry. The new big patch will be coming out soon. Trademark Blizzard Entertainment.
It says soon.
Yeah. So yeah, I might quickly talk about Ape Out before we look at the two pieces of news I wanted to look at. So yeah, Ape Out, Devolver Digital. It's only a couple of years ago. I think I said in the original video it's been out for years. Well, yeah, 2 of them. Simple game concept, executed bloodily. You are a gorilla or an ape, or like you're a primate of some sort. We'll go with ape because the game's called Ape Out. And the game is simple. It's get through the levels, making sure you don't die on the way. You do that by just running around, and there's 2 functions that I've saw at the moment. It's basically just throw your giant big ape fist into enemies and they fly into walls, and if they hit the walls, they just explode into goo.
Like what's happening to you right now?
Yeah. And the other is to grab things, at which point you can then fling them into enemies and they will just become puddles of goo.
We've seen in the time
like what's gonna happen here. And each level your ape can take 3 hits from sort of weaponry. before
Did
they
you
die.
rip a door off, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah.
They put a blast door down. I ripped it off and proceeded to
Throw it
Walk
into
off.
the
fling
enemy.
it back at them because it sort of acts as a bullet shield as well. But yeah, your ape can take 3 hits or 1 explosive before dying, and the levels are randomly generated. So when you die, as you can see on the game, it zooms out, shows you where you were and how
Shows you
far the
your
level is.
path.
Yeah, and shows you how far you got before you died, as it says dead on the screen. But it'll then change some aspects of the level each time, so you can't just memorize the level.
Mm.
So certain features will still be in it, but it's all done in this, like I said, this sort of like paper 1960s style, or this animation, and the soundtrack. There was a film called Whiplash
Okay.
about a jazz drummer who gets like basically abused by his mentor teacher, played by J. Jonah Jameson.
Okay.
The guy who played J. Jonah Jameson in
Spider-Man.
and Cave Johnson, him.
Johnson here.
He was the guy in it. So all the levels are just jazz drum solos. All the sound effects that happen are that. So it's just like it sort of works, especially with you sort of ape going around the room and stuff like that. So it's all like Foley sound, and it's actually quite fun. It's brutal, and it has that sort of pick up and play sort of quality from there. And yeah, if you're just looking for a cathartic way of destroying hundreds of enemy soldiers, not that you have to destroy them all.
Well, that
You
one
just
killed you. Then.
that run was so demoralizing.
Did you actually kill him at the same time he killed you?
The explosive soldiers, they throw grenades at you, but when you whack them, they'll go into the nearest wall and explode. But if you're
Because
whacking them into a corner, and while you're there, you go with it. So yeah. So yeah, it's a couple of years old, but it's on Game Pass and it's actually quite quick and cheap to pick up, and it's funny, and it's Devolver Games, and usually Devolver Games generally are good, or Devolver published games are good.
I don't know why I'm so tired. I've been asleep for most of the goddamn afternoon.
Oh dear, right. Well, we're running at just under 35 minutes. So what we'll do is we'll move on to the news and make sure that Steph doesn't, well, like
Actually,
drop
we'll have a first.
or
We might have a
first
first.
fallen asleep during a podcast.
Yeah, during the recording of the podcast, so we just see his head go.
Yeah, and just put it in the Twitch chat at the time, just like, oh, Steph dropped off. Hey,
Sure.
Steph, how's it going? Right. Anyway, so
He lost his interest.
did you know there's a well? Did you? I'm going to ask the question as if people won't know, because a lot of people will, but some won't. You know they're doing a Borderlands video game movie, right?
No.
And what's her name's being put as I forgot her name.
Well, this is the thing. This is what I wanted to come to. Video game movies, by their nature, generally are,
Yeah.
with exceptions, at which point they become fine.
Yeah.
Sonic the Hedgehog movie, fine film. Is it a Hollywood masterpiece? Is it bollocks? But it's fine. What was the there's one that's like the best video game movie of all time is all right. So there's a few on there, and generally most of the reason for that
Tiny
is
Tina.
Uwe Boll.
They've just announced who's playing Tiny Tina.
Yeah. So we will get into that, mainly due
love
to the
Tiny
fact that
Tina.
I just wanted to find some of this casting maybe miscast a little bit. So they are in like they are picking up big names
Claptrap?
for this film.
It is dead on.
Claptrap.
It's dead on. Jack Black.
Yeah, that'll work. Jack Black will be the voice of Claptrap.
Yeah, that works for that fits his that fits.
But here are the other 4 castings that they've got so far, and this is an embarrassment of people. Kate Blanchett,
Lily.
thingy from Yeah, Martin says hi. Martin says bye. Yeah, Lord of the Rings, as Don's mentioned. Underworld. Yeah, so she's Galadriel in that. Who was she in Underworld, Martin?
Yeah, she's the main
Yeah,
character.
I haven't watched Underworld. That's why I was kind of looking for a name
The
of the
main
character.
female, wasn't she?
Oh, okay.
No, hold on. That's Kate Beckinsale, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
So who was she in?
The villain in Thor Ragnarok generated swords out of her
Oh,
hair
his
weave.
sister.
Yeah, she was
Okay.
that. She was also cameoed as Janine in Hot Fuzz. You could clearly tell it was because she took her glasses off and everything. The joke on that is that they were all wearing crime scene gear, and you think by her removing her glasses, you're going to suddenly see who she is. But no, she's still just anyone in the room wearing crime scene gear and a protective mask. But yeah, she's
That's
Lilith.
Dave. But that's Dave. That's not
Hello
Bob.
there.
You kept going out with
Janine,
Bob.
I'm moving to Sanford.
She was in Ocean
I'm not
Bay.
Janine.
She was in How to Train Your Dragon, the last one.
Yeah, she was Hiccup's mother.
Oh, so she wasn't just in the last one then. She was in a few.
She was in the second one as well.
She was in The Simpsons in 2020.
Anyone's right. You can name virtually anyone, and you'll find that they've got at least one Simpsons
Miss
credit.
America. She was also in.
Okay, it's funny considering she's Australian.
Blue Jasmine. I've never heard of it.
No, so we got her. She's going to be
Just
playing
hold up YouTube.
Lilith.
No.
I can see that.
That might work. Jamie Lee Curtis, who was also in thank you, Don. A
True
Fish Called
Lies.
Wanda. True Lies.
True Lies. Halloween. The sequel, I'm assuming.
Freaky Friday.
Freaky Friday. Archer. Because she's I believe she's Archer's mum in it.
New Girl.
Halloween.
Knives
Trading
Out.
Places.
Was she? Oh yeah, because she was Thingy's mum in New Girl, wasn't she?
Is this going to be voiced or is this going to be live
Credited.
acted? Did you say?
Live action.
The only one that will be voiced will be Blackjack's
Would be
Claptrap.
Though that being said, would it be out of anyone's ideas that Jack Black would just dress up as a Claptrap?
Oh no, I could probably see him doing that.
So yeah, so there's that, and I'm
CLPT4.
getting to the miscasting point soon. So she's playing. So Jamie Lee Curtis is playing Patricia Tannis, the archaeologist who becomes a siren later on in the game. Yeah, I was about to. Yeah. Guess who Kevin Hart's playing? D. You know, little Kevin Hart.
Oh, Tyrion. Is it?
No, Kevin Hart. Have you watched
Kevin
Central
Hart,
Intelligence? Little black guy was been with Jack Black in the Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle movie.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So you know his stature.
The one who basically had no powers at all in Jumanji.
And Cake killed him.
Yeah.
Was it death by cake?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes,
cake and...
he was allergic to cake. He's allergic to everything.
Yeah. Roland.
Okay. Oh.
I mean, it only would have been more. It would have actually only been more miscast if Peter Dinklage played Brick. They call me Brick.
Tiny
you look more like Pebble to me. Hey.
What's her name? They're playing Tiny
Ariana Greenblatt.
I think that's
a name that doesn't mean much to me.
She's in Infinity War.
Oh, she was young Gamora.
Yep.
Little Gamora. I assume that she'll have been in a lot of Disney. She's a Disney. One of those Disney Channel ones that grow up and then.
Love and Monsters she was in. Bad Mums.
I can't even spell that name.
The one and only Ivan. Scooby. a Scooby-Doo film. Stuck in the Middle. That was a Disney one.
Yeah.
She's not done much Disney. She's done some Nickelodeon stuff as well, though.
Scoob. She's in Scoob. She was young Velma. My glasses.
Yeah.
So far,
Still, Tantian is my favourite character in Borderlands.
I'm still just gonna love the idea that this 14-year-old girl who's just like gonna be going boom shakalaka.
All around the scatter splinter stock, chase the bandit. Sucker thought it was all in fun. Pop goes the bandit.
Uh,
I love Tantian.
so yeah,
Who have they still got a cast in this?
well they'd have to cast Brick, Mordecai. That's all the Vault Hunters.
Mm.
They'd have
Are they doing
to
the original
cast.
Vault Hunters?
Yes, this is the original. This is apparently going to be
Borderlands
the
1.
Borderlands 1 film. So Commandant Steele,
Who's the
General
main
Knox?
villain in one?
Commandant Steele,
Yeah,
the
Steele.
leader of Atlas.
I never really played one, so.
Well, I mean, the major villain is actually the big giant tentacle monster that comes out of the vault. But
Yeah. You got what was it? If you're going into DLC, you've got General Knox and stuff as well. Depends if they're doing DLC or not.
yeah, no, that
No,
we
they'll
don't
be
know.
doing
They're
it
not going to be
slowly.
doing a beat for beat thing, are they? That's
No.
the
Well,
thing.
General
'Cause
Knox.
if you're gonna do a beat for beat thing, you might as well just play Borderlands.
No. Is Thingy in there in the background? The one from.
No. Anyone introduced in 2 was introduced in 2.
Okay.
Though
Oh.
that being said, if we're going to have a question, if let's just say Borderlands succeeds and they do a sequel, who would you cast as Handsome Jack?
Ooh.
Someone who could play the Joker.
Yeah.
Oh, great! So you're saying Jared Leto or Leto?
No, it has to be a
Oh,
good
no.
Joker.
A good Joker.
Mark Hamill. He'd be a bit.
But no.
Considering like Handsome Jack's meant to be like in his 30s or something, and
Yeah.
Fuck's sake, they put like 20-year-olds in and say, look, they're 15.
yeah, but you're not right. You're not going to be able to cast someone like Mark Hamill, who voiced the Joker from the cartoons too, like
No.
most of the films. You're not going to be able to get him as Handsome Jack, are you?
No.
Not unless they made him a deaf puppet and they CG'd, like Return of the Jedi Mark Hamill
But
as
no.
Handsome Jack.
No. What was it?
Oh, I'm just thinking. You go say. I'll think.
You've got some of the. You need someone to play Dr. Zed. Or Ned or whatever. Whichever version of that is.
It was Ned, wasn't it? And then Zed was the evil
What would
zombie
you
twin.
say if,
Okay.
what's his name, Cumberbatch played Handsome Jack?
Doctor Strange.
Don with no knowledge of the Borderlands thing has said Chris Hemsworth. Maybe Hammerlock.
Hammerlock. You need someone to play that other guy as well.
Well, actually, Chris Hemsworth could play any of the characters from the pre-sequel, considering they got most of the voice actors from 2K Australia.
Mm.
And his brothers, actually. Hold on. If we got all his brothers, then he would be Dr. Ned and Zed and all that, because they're effectively the same guy.
Who else did they bring in? Because it'd be the people that I would say that they have a screenshot for.
Well, I was trying to say the major characters are the 4 Vault Hunters, Commandant Steele, Claptrap, Tannis. Who was the original like leader of Sanctuary? The one with the burnt eye, who basically owned or like ran Sanctuary, but then got killed during the attack on it off camera for some stupid reason. But we'll keep thinking of that. We will definitely keep thinking of that, and we'll keep an eye out on who else they just randomly cast. Dwayne Johnson actually comes in as Brick. Batista Batista as Brick. Go on, you know you want it. John Cena would be an interesting one, Don. I mean, his schedule is a bit over there.
John
I mean,
Cena.
if they'll take him off the Suicide Squad 2 and related TV series to do that, possibly. Well, while that's all going on, do you like bananas?
No.
I do sometimes.
Would you like a controller that you could use as a banana?
Oh,
What?
Sony, the controllable banana thing.
Yeah.
I've
There's a lot of
seen
websites bringing
bits
this
of
up.
and it's something to do with Sony's looking at a banana next to their controller or some sketch like that.
Yeah, I'm going to put it in the news channel, but
I've seen bits of this. I've not really paid much attention to it, I'll happily say.
yeah, so Sony have filed a patent. And we know the idea of most patents is they go nowhere. They go absolutely nowhere. But their idea is that they're looking at using in conjunction with Sony VR.
Oh, what about Scooter and Mad Moxie? Would they be classed as main or secondary characters? Because the list: Inhabitants of Borderlands 1, Claptrap, Crazy Earl, Daisy, Dr. Zed, Jonah Waffles, Mad Moxie, Marcus Crunch, Michelle Furman, Michael Marabin, Tananis, Scooter, and Hammerlock.
It's a few. But anyway, I'm going to post this. One sec, where are we? Where's the news? So, there. I've posted in the news, and that is the official documents that went through to the US Patent Office.
I think this is more of a joke than it is anything else.
Well,
or it's going to be new VR controllers.
Well, this is the bit that comes to it. People are like, oh, Sony are looking to try to grow bananas to have X's and triangles on them and that blah, blah, blah.
Grow bananas and X's and Y's on. Okay.
But, so they're like little birthmarks, but if you get one, you can just push the side of it and it'll just, do whatever. But no, Steph's got the other idea. It's designed to be used in conjunction with PSVR to make anything that you could pick up theoretically a controller. So you could pick up a banana and, the left and right of it do their buttons. You could like pick up a mug and, do something like that. You could hold a bottle and it could, become a gun. So the idea is
Okay.
to
According to this one, which has similar pictures to what you've got, is Sony has filed the patent as banana for PS5 controller.
That's just mad. It's just mad.
Okay.
The new PlayStation panel applies the details of literally a banana as a PlayStation controller.
It's just.
This is literally just, I think, Sony basically taking the piss.
Well, that being said, if you could make anything a controller, at least it'd solve the fucking buying the product issue.
I still think, if anything, it would be a VR controller.
Yeah.
There'll be two of them, and it'll be a VR controller, a bit like the bottom picture of that one that you've got there.
Yeah, it just becomes a thing.
Which, to be honest, if you actually think of a banana and the way you could hold a banana in your full hand and have buttons underneath it and probably, let's say, a trigger at the top for lights or whatever, it would probably make a really good controller, especially for something like that, for VR or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
probably
it's very
really
appealing.
It'll be like the hit of all the parties. I was trying to think of another pun. I couldn't just do it out of nowhere.
Oh, no. I mean, I slipped up on that, so.
You just need to slide along.
Bananas are not actually that slippy, by the way. Mythbusters proven this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have. They have. They have. But
Then they did it with some other form of slimy liquid, which they did not want to say what it was.
Oh.
Which was for helping cows give birth.
I see. I see. I get that. Well, let's think of it this way: the potassium for banana-shaped controllers is, I've got to stop. I've got to stop.
Yeah,
Right,
Ryan, just stop.
We're running at 51 minutes.
Marshall Friedman, by the
I
way.
have one question now.
Yeah.
The pictures in the pageant.
The pattern.
I don't know if it's on the one you've got there. What's with the numbers that are on it?
Each
Yes,
pattern
yours have
has.
that.
The idea with each pattern is that they're always various base numbers. So the
One
primary
804
number.
hand.
Yeah. So right. The various number is
802
the
a
actual
tenner.
pattern, and then the other numbers that come up are like sub patterns of that pattern. It's to sort of like make sure that everything that you're
It's
doing is
literally a
secured
Sony
to
tape
your
limit.
rights. Yeah, but like I say, most patterns never happen.
I
People
can't see it bearing fruit.
Oh.
Best thing is, I only got that because it's right on the top of this article. We'll have to see if this bears fruit.
Oh.
Any
Boo.
patient.
Boo. I mean, you had to plantain that one there, didn't you? Right. Anyway, we're running to the end of the podcast. I can't think of another.
Do you ever feel like Sony's come up with this brilliant idea for a controller and they went, okay, we need to get this patterned quick, and someone went, well, it looks like a banana, so can't we just send them pictures of banana with like the way we would roughly like it? And they'll go, yeah, just do that. Just that means no one else can copy that design.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, like you say, a lot of patterns are just done with no intention to ever be used, just to be there in form of litigation if someone attempts to use something like that. So, yeah. But we are gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap the banana up. We're gonna push X and we're gonna fling it in the bin. None of us like bananas, do we? So.
I don't mind them.
So
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't like banana.
So I hope you've enjoyed this weird pre-recorded mess that we do.
Like, share, subscribe.
In lieu of any feedback, we're just going to keep doing this until someone actually says something. So, like he said, like, share, subscribe, and all that business. Follow the Twitch channel. Go to all the YouTube stuffs. If you want things to actually, if you want us to do stuff, watch it and let us know. Because otherwise, we're just going to make the same old shit.
The Independent, and they've put in this PlayStation 5 review hit a future the application of a blaze of a first, but Sony's trying to solve problems with its technicians. They're trying to put this forward as because Sony says there's issues with their technicians. That the banana controller they've put forward is basically the rough design that someone's come up with, which they like the idea of, and they've just patterned it like that. Because their technicians couldn't make it quick enough.
Banana. It's a banana.
But it even states like this: we believe this may be end up a PlayStation VR headset popular, make it more popular for the PS5 controller.
Yeah, well, wouldn't mind, but still, most of the country still can't get a PS5 yet. So,
by the way, I do not like the way PS5 works. I played at Darius's. I do not like it.
You don't like the DualSense?
It's not that. It's the fact. Okay, if I wanted a game where I have to sit there twisting my hands in like a pretzel, I'd just buy the fucking Wii. Because at least then they have separate joysticks to do that with. With the PlayStation, I'm sorry, having to twist my hands around and twist the controller all the way upside down to make my character do a fucking somersault. No.
Right, and you know what? With
that would, if I bought a PS5, that would instantly be gone. Turn that off. I will not be playing with it.
with that thought, we'll wrap that up. Right, from D, from Steph, from Ryan, and from everyone else at Immaterial Gamers. Cheerio, and we will see you next week.
Banana.
Roll credits.
Banana, banana, banana. Banana, banana, banana. Banana, banana, banana. Banana, banana, banana.